Hey everyone, welcome to JA Our Community session number 2. My name is Victor Sturgis, and I am a tax senior manager at Crow LLP. And I am very happy to be here with you all today. I have been in my role as a tax senior manager. I've been with Crow here for 9 years almost, since January of 2012, and I'm happy to be here. So let's get started. Session 2 today is really talking about a little bit more about my job and what it involves, and then also talking about a reason that I had to be or was innovative, or how I was innovative in some way. And so we'll talk a little bit about what those terms mean here as we go forward. So as many of you may know, there are many businesses in our community, right? You have grocery stores, you have real estate brokers, you have car repair shops. All of those businesses offer typically one of two things, and that's either a good or a service, right? So when you think about what a good means, a good is something that you would go to a store or go online and you would purchase something, and then you get something back for it, right? So you go to the grocery store, you might then buy an apple, you might buy a banana. Those are goods that are given to you. Or you might go on Amazon and buy a book, right? And with that book, that's also a good that's provided to you by Amazon. And on the other hand, you have businesses who provide services. So it's not that you end up getting something from them. You don't get a good from them, but they provide some level of service. So to give you a good example, I actually just called an electrician to help me wire some vent fans that I just recently installed in my bathroom. So I don't have that skill to be able to wire it so that I can flip a switch and have those vent fans come on. So that person is going to come to my house, provide the service of connecting the light switch to the vent fan, and then leave, right? So I won't actually have a specific thing that person gave me, but I'm paying them for the service of their skill and their ability to wire that ceiling vent fan. And so that's the difference between a good and a service. And so when I think about my job, as a tax senior manager, I'm typically providing a service to my clients, right? So helping them file their tax returns. And many of you have probably heard the word taxes, or you've heard your parents complain about having to pay taxes. And so taxes is something where, as a citizen, to be a part of our communities and a part of our society, you actually, the money that you earn at your job, a part of it actually goes to the government. And then a lot of people ask, well, what does the government do with that money? The government takes that money and then provides services back, typically, to the community that we live in, right? So the government actually controls the fire department and the police department, and they use those funds to pay for things like that, to keep our community safe and keep our communities clean and those different types of things. So my job actually provides a service of helping people file their tax returns. So there's usually a form, a piece of paper that you have to fill out to see if you've paid enough in taxes based on the income that you have, based on the money that you make at your job, or if you need to pay more, or if you didn't pay enough, or if the government should be paying you back for you paying them too much money, right? Every citizen's duty is to pay a certain level of tax based on the tax law that exists. And so that's my job. It provides a service instead of a good. There's also kind of another type of business where you're thinking about producing these goods, or the production of goods. And the definition of produce or production is really to make something. So when you think about going on Amazon and buying that book, right? Someone had to make that book, right? Someone had to print the letters on the pages and create the binding and create the cover in the back. And that's something that provides that good that then a business can sell on Amazon or something along those lines. So that's also kind of another type of business where you're producing something for businesses. So next, I want to talk a little bit about a time that I had to be innovative. And innovation is really creating a new process or a new way to do things, right? So that's what innovation is. And so in my job, we've been a company that's been around for a long time, and there's a lot of things that we've done a certain way using a certain set of steps or process, right? A set of steps to go from point A to point B. And so in my career, I've had the opportunity of actually taking something that was a very manual process, manual meaning that I very, very much had to kind of hands on do something, right? I had to very much use my more skill and more ability to calculate something for a particular client, to do the math for something for a particular client. And as many of you know, there's a lot of software today. You have phones with apps on them. You have computers that have apps on them. And I was a part of a process of taking something that was done the old way and then actually creating software to do it in a new way, right? So that's being innovative. I'm taking something that's older and rethinking a way to do it in a newer way. So that's what innovation is. So I spent some of my career helping innovate a particular, the steps and process that we had to provide a service for a client that we had. And so that's been a really fun experience that has made things much easier for us to be able to provide our service to our clients. And it's been a great experience so far. So really think about ways that you can be innovative, right? If there's certain things that you do on a daily basis that can be done better, that can be done in a different way, think about that. Bring that up. Bring that up to your parents or your grandparents or whoever is watching you at home and say, hey, you know what? I think we can probably come up with a better way to do this. And that's being innovative. So I encourage you to do that in your everyday lives. And that would be the end of session 2. Thanks, everyone. See you soon.